Welcome to the Renegade Fight. Today, we'll be talking about uh, Florida State versus the Miami football game on Saturday night. FSU stumbles against a rival Miami. But before we get into the rival game of Florida State and Miami, I wanted to just let my subscribers know, let them say I apologize, I'm sorry for not coming on right after the game or yesterday. Yesterday was a special day, not only for myself, but for my wife as well. It was our wedding anniversary. So I wanted to make sure that I done all I could to make sure that she had a special day. So I done what I was supposed to do. So I just wanted to apologize to my fans that the content didn't come out on time, a little late, but that's fine. Uh, we're still here talking about what happened, and we have a long season. So guess what? We have time to build and keep building and get back on the right track. So, honey, happy anniversary. I know it's a day later, but every day is an anniversary whenever I'm with you. Okay. Florida State stumbles against rival Miami. FSU and Miami plays another historic game on Saturday night. Florida State receives the opening kickoff to make the score 3-0. This drive took about, I want to say, 4.5, maybe 5 minutes off the clock due to a heavy run game, a few trick plays, few pass plays. It was then when Miami took their first drive of the game, they failed to score, but Miami took over from the mid first quarter through play of Carson Beck, receiver C.J. Daniels, and the rest of the Miami offense. Yes, from what I observed watching the game, Florida State came off on a hot start, starting the game on Saturday night. We tried to open up the playbook early. Well, we did open up the playbook early. Miami also tried to open up the playbook on their first drive as well. But Florida State opened up the playbook early. We had a few trick plays, and those trick plays to me seemed to work. Uh, we had a few pass plays. Those pass plays seemed to work when we threw the ball. But it was the run game that I noticed the most. We ran the ball heavy through that drive, getting about 4 to 6 yards per carry. Moved the chains, got first downs. That was a key of the game for me back in the preview of this game. So we moved the chains pretty well in that first drive. Uh, but I don't know what happened. I know it was Miami playing defense effectively throughout the rest of the mid first quarter, throughout the fourth quarter. But Miami took over on their first drive, and they failed to score, but they still moved the football. And not only did they move the football on their second drive and beyond, they also pulled out their playbook a little bit. They understood what Florida State was trying to do, so they was trying to counter as well, playing effective football, throwing the ball down the field to their receivers, running the ball heavy as well. And then Miami had a few trick plays as well. Miami had trick plays, and theirs worked too. So the first, I guess, 2 drives maybe was a trick play game. What team could out trick who? Uh, but Miami uh, came on through, and they done what they were supposed to do to win. I mean, they did. Uh, both teams played up tempo football uh, throughout the mid first quarter, but Miami continued what they started, playing up tempo football in the first quarter, and that carried on for them throughout the rest of the game, throughout the second quarter, throughout the third quarter. Uh, they played up tempo football, and that's that kind of thing. Whenever everybody's on the same page, team-wise, coaching-wise, that gets everybody's confidence up, and that also helps you score and get scoring drives. Uh, so Miami done what they were supposed to do to keep the up tempo to put points on the board. Going into halftime, if I'm not mistaken, the score was 28-3, 21-3, something like that. It was close. Not close, but it was close enough for Florida State to make adjustments. I want to say it wasn't too bad, but it was bad enough because we wasn't playing well at that point. Uh, Florida State still gave up despite didn't give up. Florida State still didn't give up despite key turnovers in the second quarter. FSU kept fighting to the end. Miami put a deep passing scoring drive together. That's yes. Halftime was 14-3. That's that correction. Halftime was 14-3. And Miami continues to raise the score to 28-3 going into the fourth quarter. Um, Coming into the fourth quarter, Florida State put on a long scoring drive and continued to score until it was 28-22. But it was just too late for Florida State to score again. Yes, it was too late because of the outcome of what was happening. Uh, we took a lot of time off the clock, but we wanted to get things going to get on that scoreboard. We scored, went for a 2-point conversion. I want to say converted that. And that kept the momentum going into the fourth quarter. We scored again and we scored again, making it 22-28. The score does not reflect the way the game went. We were getting beat on all sides of the football. We were getting beat on every position on the football field. But we never gave up. Even though we were getting beat, we never laid down. We never rolled over. We never said, okay, y'all can just go ahead and have it. Let's hurry up and get this game over with so we can move on. No, Florida State football team, they kept fighting. I saw fight. I saw grit. I saw excitement. Uh, yes, we were not playing to our potential like we did the first 3 weeks. It wasn't that exciting, but it was exciting enough that the team got together and said, hey, you know what? It's the fourth quarter. It's 28-3. We can really make this a football game. And Florida State showed you that they can do just that, making it 22-28 final score. And we played well, but not well enough to win. If I believe if we had anywhere between 5 to 7 more minutes into the game, we possibly could have won. We possibly could have lost because we had made so many mistakes prior to the fourth quarter. It gave us a setback, but we played so well in the fourth quarter, getting this to 22 points. We had time, I think, to still play and play well to win. So if we had 5 to 7 more minutes, I think that we would potentially get to overtime, possibly, or even win the game. I saw a little lack in Miami's defense in that fourth quarter, late in that fourth quarter. Seemed like to me they were getting somewhat tired, but you played a long football game, so both teams was getting tired. But what I also saw was Miami's defense never gave up on the pass rush. They pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Linebackers in place all game long. And it was just uh, Florida State as a team, offensive line, Thomas Castellanos, the receivers, they just they wanted it more at that moment. And that's what helps you get further play uh, to get drives and points on the board. But if you need some moving on, just to get some notes out of the game as well. Um, in the game, from what I saw, Castellanos throws key interceptions. From what I was looking at, yes, you're reading the pass rush, you're reading what the linebackers are doing as quarterback. You're reading what your receivers and tight ends and backs are doing as well. Some of the throws that were interceptions that Castellanos threw were to uh, receivers that was in coverage, receivers that was somewhat open, but you throw the ball off the mark. Take a little bit more time, like an extra half a second, maybe a second. Check it down. It's okay to check it down to your backs. He's right there. He's wide open, 2 or 3 yards away from you. No defender in sight. Check it down. You could check that ball down, let your back run, and get an extra 3 or 4 yards. You live to fight another day. You could do things like that to sustain drives versus having to home run it all the time. Because when you home run it all the time, that's where the mistakes come in. So, yes, after the game, Castellano says it's on him. The loss is on him. But to be true, you're the quarterback, and yes, you take all responsibility. But at the same time, you have a coaching staff. You have 10 more teammates on the offensive side with you. You have 11 teammates on the defensive side with you. This is not a one-man loss. This is not a two-man loss. This is a team loss. So I think Castellanos will go into this week. We have Pittsburgh this week. I think he'll go back into the film room and he will adjust and see what he done wrong, because he admitted that he done some things wrong that he knew that he could do right and extend plays through another avenue. So I think he'll go in the film room and just see, okay, I could be a little bit more patient, but at the same time, I can check it down and be okay. Next note, Florida State fumbled in the late second quarter. I want to say that was at midfield. The fumble happened right at midfield. Looked like to me that we could have put a good drive on there. But the fumble takes away the drive and gave Miami the ball back. If I'm not mistaken, I think Miami scored off of that drive. But that's a key fumble as well at midfield. Because if you don't fumble, now you're on your side of the football field going into the end zone if you can continue to make plays. So we got to hold on to the ball as backs. Running back room, we got to study, hold on to the ball more. I understand that, you know, it could have been anything how or why you fumbled. So we just got to hold on to the football and just make sure that we secure if we want to continue drives through the run as well. Next note, uh, Florida State defense. We have to give up. Yeah, we have to work on giving up the big play. We have to work on giving up the big pass play specifically. Um, we need to work on giving up the big play all in general, because you can get a big play through a run as well. But I noticed in this game we gave up a lot of big pass plays. Yes, Miami done what they were supposed to do. Line up their receivers, run deep, run shallow crosses, run posts, run fade routes, whatever. They done what they're supposed to do to get the receiver the ball. But at the same time, our defense need to work together just a little bit more uh, to stop the big pass play. And hopefully we can calm that down. But at the same time, I also see this. And I understand we played 2 cupcake games in East Texas A&M and Kent State after the Alabama win. But I kind of wish now that the starting secondary would have played just a touch longer in those 2 cupcake games so that it would have prepared us for Virginia, for a Miami. So now we don't give up the big pass play as often. The chemistry is there for us in the secondary. It just you could tell that we haven't played a lot together. So just work on that. Uh, nothing too hard to work on. You're still doing good as a secondary. You're still doing good as a secondary. You're playing team ball. You're communicating because I can see it on the field. But it's just that you got to figure out, okay, wait a minute. That looks a little different. What happened? Oh, that looks a little different. How can I adjust? So you got time to adjust, and hopefully against Pittsburgh this week, we can see a difference in the secondary play. You've been making plays, so just continue to make plays. Just slow the big play down just a little bit. Um, defense again. Defense has to get more penetration on the quarterbacks. Uh, we played two mobile quarterbacks this past 2 weeks in Virginia's quarterback and Carson Beck. Carson Beck is really not a mobile quarterback, but if he got to run or if he got to move or get out of the pocket, you're going to see him move and get out of the pocket and make a play. So I seen that we got penetration on the quarterbacks throughout the game, but it's not consistent. It seemed like we was playing, but it wasn't consistent. And I know the game unfolds, so you got to unfold with the game. But from what I seen overall with the defense getting penetration and the defense as a whole, the defensive line they came off the ball every play. It don't matter what part of the game it was. When the ball was snapped, they jumped off they jumped with the snap, and they were in their gaps. They was doing what they were supposed to do. It's just that they couldn't get to Carson fast enough to make a play or make Carson make a mistake. So penetration on the quarterbacks. Hopefully a quarterback that we play down the road makes mistakes. Another note, Florida State, 3 turnovers in the game. Miami, 0 turnovers. So that lets you know that Miami was on an all cylinders game. They had no turnovers. We had 3 turnovers. 2 of them were interceptions and 1 was a fumble. So we just got to work on the turnovers through the offensive side of the ball. I think we'll work on that. So we just got to calm things down. It's a football game, so you're going to make mistakes. It's a football game. You might get a few turnovers anyway, especially against your rival. But these are 3 key turnovers that help put extra points on the board for Miami. So we got to calm that down just a little bit going on into the season. Another note. This is the same as giving up the big pass play. Better play throughout the secondary. Throughout the secondary, we played okay, but we can do just a little bit better in the secondary. But again, like I said, work on it, get better, and we'll see a change. So that's it for the note department. Moving on to the game stats. The game stats for Florida State and Miami. Total yards, Florida State, 404 total yards. Pass yards for Florida State, 272 pass yards. Rushing yards, 132 rushing yards. Yards per play, 4.9. First downs, 29 first downs. Third down efficiency, 16 third downs. We converted on 7 of them. Fourth down efficiency, we had four fourth downs. We converted on 3 of them. Total plays, we had 83 total plays. Penalties, 5 penalties, 45 yards. Time of possession, 29 minutes, 34 seconds. For Miami, their game stats, total yards, 338 total yards. 241 pass yards. Rushing yards, 97. Yards per play, 5.7. First downs, 14. Third down efficiency, they had 14 third downs. 5 of them were completed. Fourth down efficiency, 3 fourth downs. They converted on 2 of them. Miami had 59 total plays. Penalties, Miami, 13 penalties for 114 yards. Time of possession, 30 minutes, 26 seconds. So that lets you know if you just read the stats. And I know stats don't win games, but we got Miami into 13 penalties for 114 yards. Okay, where's the conversion on Florida State side to capitalize on that? Time of possession was pretty much even. So that's really not a factor. Both teams had the same exact time to score plays. The rushing yards, pretty much even as well. The third down efficiency for Miami, 14 and they converted 5. Where's where we can capitalize off that? We could have capitalized off some things. And the first downs, they had 14 first downs. Miami had 14 first downs. We had 29. So that lets you know that Miami wasn't moving the ball, moving the chains effectively. They got it basically through big uh, plays. So we got some things to work on here because if you're Florida State, where are you capitalizing off of? You got to capitalize somewhere on something, and that will get the rest of the teammates involved somewhere else to make plays as well. But moving on, player stats for Miami. Miami's player stats: passing, Carson Beck, 27 attempts, 20 completions for 241 yards, 4 touchdowns. In the rushing department, Fletcher, 12 carries for 40 yards. It shows we were stopping the run, slowing the run down. Receiving department, this is where you can see the difference in the 4 touchdown passes. Tony, 7 receptions, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. CJ Daniels, 5 receptions, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. Between those 2 receivers, they have 4 touchdowns. And that's why you have to do better in the secondary. You gave up 4 touchdowns to just 2 players. Lofton, 3 receptions for 21 yards. Florida State's passing stats: Thomas Castellanos, 45 passing attempts, 25 completions, 272 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Rushing department: Thomas Castellanos, 16 carries, 57 yards. Gavin Sawchuk, 11 carries, 47 yards. Croma, 6 carries, 23 yards. From just the rushing and the passing department, for Castellanos, he done well rushing the ball. Just got to get him out of pressure so much. Sawchuk and Croma, because of the situation, that's why they ended up with the stats they had. But we can get the ball to them rushing a little more too to see what will happen, taking the pressure off of Castellanos so much. Receiving department: Deuce Robinson, 6 receptions, 87 yards. Uh, Randy Pittman Jr., 7 receptions, 39 yards, 1 touchdown. LaWayne McCoy, 3 receptions, 39 yards, 1 touchdown. Crowma, 2 receptions, 37 yards. Micah Danzy, 2 receptions, 29 yards. Gavin Sawchuk, 3 receptions, 29 yards. Javon Boggs, 1 reception, 14 yards. From the receiving department, you can see that we were trying to spread the ball out through everybody. Unfortunately, everybody can't get the catches that they wanted because of what Miami's defense done. But seemed like to me, Micah Danzy was a hot target in the first 3 games. Can we get a little more targets for him? Squirrel White had a good game in the first one, but he's been a little injured, but coming back. He was a non-factor. But can we see if we can get some kind of plays designed where you can get like a screen pass or something like a 2 to 3 yard hitch, pose, something to get him the ball to see if he could make a play. Just little keys. And the rest of the receiver room, LaWayne McCoy and Randy Pittman Jr. and Crowman, all them, they played, according to how they was being played against. But I can see throughout the weeks, the receiver room is growing. They're getting better. They're catching the balls whenever it's thrown to them. And if they're not catching the balls, I could see some pass interference play. So that means they're around trying to make a play. But I could see the receiver room getting better week by week. In the kicking game, Weinberg, kicker Jay Weinberg, he had 2 field goals in this game. He made both of the field goals. So that helps as well, getting points on the board. If I want to say they were like in between 40 and 45-yard field goals. So we moved the ball enough to get some field goals, but field goals don't win you football games. But we know we got a kicker that could put the ball through the uprights if need be. So that is all for today's show. I encourage everyone to like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend about us. Leave a comment. This is the Renegade Fight. I'm your host, RDJ, and always go Noles. Oh, oh, oh.